Hey, hey, hey. How's it going, everybody? Everybody. I was about to have a replay of last night. I think I won't. How about that? For everybody's sake. Anyway, how's it going? I hope you guys had a wonderful day and that you're on the wind down, getting ready for your last day of the week at work, getting ready to go and, like they say, hit the ball out of the park and, wrap it up and make it a very good start to the weekend. I am back tonight. I'm going to be talking with you about part 2 of the video that I did last night in terms of how to achieve your goals. And I'm talking to you from success principles that are actually in the book that was published in 1937. This thing is as old as dirt. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it was inspired when he did an interview that started with Andrew Carnegie, which, as you know, was an immigrant to the United States, or you may know, and it just turned out to be super, super wealthy and successful. And so he did a book and interviewed over 500 successful people and came up with some principles that work for anybody in terms of how to be successful in your career. Hello, Drama Bringer, how are you? So anyway, I am talking about today, I'm going to do part 2 of that series that I started last night, just finishing up and helping you to get some tips and strategies and principles that you can actually put into action to help you to reach your goals that you set for your career and your life for 2019. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. But before I jump into it, first let me introduce myself. And then I want to recap the points that we talked about last night. So I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I'm also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast that's centered around helping women to navigate the situations that we often find ourselves in our career, and we bring on special guests who are experts in their field to talk about different strategies, different things that individuals can do to help them to successfully overcome those obstacles. So before I jump in, I want to invite you to like and share this video, tag a friend, a co-worker, a family member, someone who can benefit from hearing these 13 in total success principles. So I have to go back to the video last night to get the first 6. But just a quick recap. The first, and I have notes here, so when I'm looking down, I'm referring to the notes. But from yesterday, the 6 principles that we discussed were desire, which is turning your desire into an obsession. Faith, which was about believing that you can have the thing that you say you want to have. Auto-suggestion, which was about really programming your mind, programming your brain to really take in all this good stuff. You're going to say what it is that you want to do, how you're going to achieve it, and repeat that to yourself every day, several times throughout the day, so that your brain can believe that. Okay? The next thing was specialized knowledge, and we talked about being a lifelong learner and just never stopping the whole learning process, and particularly as it relates to skills that will help you in the thing that it is that you set out to do. You want to have very specific, very specialized knowledge in that area so you can be the expert. Experts are the ones who are sought out. They are the ones who are, paid well. And so that's what you want to be. And then we talked about imagination and just the power of imagination and how powerful it can be. And, really kids have a great knack for being imaginative, but if we don't foster that in them, they lose that as they grow up and as they become adults. And so and there's all kinds of thoughts or whatever surrounding that. But, you know, it's just good to be able to use your imagination, because everything that exists started out as a thought in someone's brain or someone's mind, and they actually took action to bring that thing to fruition. And then the sixth thing that we talked about yesterday was organized planning, creating your plan for what it is that you need to do, and then actually implementing it to the point of completion. That's when you know when your plans are complete, when you've gotten to the end and it's time to stop. So those were the 6 points that we covered on yesterday. And so to pick up from there, what I want to do is, so Tony Robbins has this quote that says success in life is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics. So it's 80% your thinking and all of the stuff that we talked about yesterday, and that we're going to be talking about some more today. And it's really only 20% of knowing the 1, 2, 3 step, this step, that step, the next step. That's only 20% of, you know, becoming successful. It really is about your thinking, your beliefs, your thought processes, your mindset. All of that stuff plays a huge role in your ability to accomplish your goals, to be successful at whatever it is that you've set out in your life as a target, as a goal. And so, you know, I think it warrants talking about it so that we understand, you know, what it really takes, because a lot of us kind of think, you know, you need to do this and do that, and yeah, you do need to do things, but you need to have the right frame of mind before you even get started, because that's what's going to help you with your success. Okay, so picking up today, success principle number 7 from Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill way back in 1937, is decision. And if you've been following me and listening to my lives, you know I talk about that whole decision and commitment thing a lot. But really, you know, you have to be decisive. You have to be able to make decisions. You have to be able to make decisions quickly. And those are the people that tend to have the most success in life, the ones who are clear about what it is that they are wanting to do, and they can make decisions to help, you know, to move from one point to the next point. And in Napoleon Hill's studies, during the course of writing this book, he found that the people who could not make decisions, or who made decisions slowly, were not as successful as those who made them quickly, and when they did make them, they didn't change them often. So you want to be able to be decisive, to do it quickly, and to stick to whatever your decision is, because if you make a decision to do something one day and you change that decision the next day, then you know, you have a state of confusion. You don't know what you're doing. So decide to do something, do it. If it doesn't work, then you can come back and say, oh, well, what else can I do? And so that might be a better strategy to take versus, you know, just kind of being all over the place in terms of decisions. And success principle number 8 is persistence. And I kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday, but it's, you know, in my mind, it's like, don't stop, get it, don't stop. Y'all know that song by Luke. Okay, that's always dating me. But anyway, it's really that kind of persistence, that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of stick-to-itness, where you are going after whatever it is that you said that you want, and you're not stopping until you get it. I talked about that whole marathon swimmer thing yesterday, and I'm not swimmer, marathon thing where you're in it for the long run. And so that's what the persistence is all about. And so Napoleon Hill says that riches, and it's a quote, I'm quoting this. It says, riches does not respond to wishes. They respond only to definite plans backed by definite desires, through constant persistence. So you need to not just wish and hope and dream, but you have to have really clear, you have to be clear on your plan. You have to be clear on your desires, and you have to back that up with some persistence and some action. Success principle number 9 says that it's the power of the mastermind. And those of you who are in this whole coaching industry as I am, and by the way, this book really is all about what we do as coaches, what we teach as coaches, which is why I'm here teaching it to you today, is because this is the stuff that works. This is the stuff that helps people to get what it is that they want in their lives. So the power of the masterminds. And this is talking about surrounding yourself with the best and the brightest. That you don't want to be the smartest person in your circle. And there's a lot of, information and suggestions or whatever about who you align yourself with, who you surround yourself with, being careful of the company that you keep, that you want to be you want to be associated with people who are like-minded, who are doing the kinds of things that you want to do, who have accomplished what you want to accomplish, who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. And so, that whole power of being in the perimeter of other successful people breeds success. And that's what you want. That's the power of the mastermind. That's the principle of surrounding yourself with people who can help you to learn and expand and grow, and who can be an inspiration and a role model for you, so that you can move forward and do the things that you want to do, just as they have done. Success principle number 10 is about, this one is a little off, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. I don't know if it's off. It just seems it's a little bit different if you think about it in the whole perspective of what we're talking about here, which would have been money or achieving a goal or success or whatever. But it is related. And it's the mystery of sex transmutation, which sounds a little complicated if you're reading the book. But what it's really all about is it's about choosing a compatible partner, of course. And for those of you who are doing things, wanting to try things different, wanting to, who have really big dreams, that the person that you are with and their mindset and their thinking and their compatibility with where you are in your particular plight in life is very important. And so it's about that, and it's about it's talking about using the power of sexual energy as a catapult for individuals to be creative, to be courageous, persistent. We just talked about that, persistent, and to have great achievements in their life. And so in a more common thing, the way you've probably heard it is that behind every successful man is a woman or his wife or something to that effect, or having a supportive partner, having a supportive partner who is conscientious, and they have to be supportive. We're coming back to the supportive, and you have to be on the same wavelength in order for you to really be able to achieve everything that is possible for you. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you have a partner at home who is nagging and complaining and whining because you have to do XYZ certain things to get to wherever it is that you're trying to get to better your family and your create a legacy and all these great things that we want to do with our careers and our lives and our influence and all of that stuff. So it's really important for women and for men. So it's not just a man thing, it's important for all of us. And as we move further along and we go to principle number 11, it is about the subconscious mind. It's about mastering positivity is what it's really about. And so we talked about that whole auto-suggestion thing where you give your brain something nice and positive to focus on, and that's actually going to help you to move yourself forward. Well, this one is about, it's still about programming the subconscious mind, actually, by planting your desires there. So they say that, you know, your mind is never really at rest. It's always off thinking and doing its own little thing. It has a life of its own. But if you're not feeding it some positive things, then it can go off all on its own and, you know, ramble off into a bunch of negativity. And so what you want to do with this principle, which is the subconscious mind, is to program your brain to think positive thoughts. That's what this particular one is about. It's about feeding your brain more positivity that it can just grab onto and soak up versus negativity. And that's really what this one is all about. Keeping yourself and your mind and your thinking positive. Number 12 is the brain it's really it's the brain. That's the principle. But what it's talking about is how your brain is a transmitter, and it receives and gives off thought vibrations. And this gets a little bit kind of, you know, higher level, whimsical, however you want to think about it, woo-woo, some people might say. But it absorbs thoughts from those around us. And so they say associate with smart people, with positive people, and that's really important for your success. So to take it one step further, then the brain is one step further than the mastermind in terms of looking at this as a progression. And it's really about not only surrounding yourself with these great, incredible, fascinating people, but to consult with them in small groups and use them to, you know, kind of do some deep dive on particular topics and come up with solutions and ideas about things, ways to do things, ways to improve things. It's really, you know, kind of one of the things that masterminds do. You surround all these great people, but when they get together, they start to brainstorm. They start to think about things. They start to find solutions. They are saving the world, and, you know, all these great kinds of things. That's what the brain principle is about. You're finding answers, finding solutions, coming together, working collaboratively in small groups. He didn't say huge ones, small ones, because they can get chaotic if you've ever had, you know, that kind of situation where you're trying to really hammer down on something with a bunch of people. And the 13th success principle from Think and Grow Rich is, in my mind, is actually kind of a bonus, because it really doesn't matter if you implement this one or not, because it's one that really is it's really a higher level, let me say that, it's a higher level skill or principle. But it's the sixth sense. And it's all about that intuition. And us women, we have this intuition. We don't often, we have to learn. We have to learn to be in tune with it, to trust it, to use the guidance that comes from it. Some people would think of it as the third eye or the pineal gland. There's all kinds of, you know, associations and ways that you can think about it. But he's talking about being able to really just take in information from your inner, I like to call it from your inner spirit, your inner being, if you think of it that way. You're taking in this information that's out there and available to you, but you have to actually listen to it when it comes so you can benefit from it. And so what he says is that you have to master the first 12 principles before you can really tap into this one. And that you really don't have a whole lot of access to it until you at least turn 40. Now, this is what he came up with from interviewing over 500 very successful people. But it's about, you know, tapping into the mindset that is available to you to help you through that sixth sense that we have. And, you know, like I said, it's helping you to make better financial decisions, getting to this level where you can make better decisions about your life, and you do it naturally. Again, it's really supposed to be, you know, it's wisdom. It's wisdom. That's really what it is. It's tapping into the wisdom that we all have. And you get it as you know, grow and experience and move throughout life, and, you know, have more to pull from. Is really what it all boils down to. You have many more experiences that you can use. Your brain can assimilate. You can, you know, more quickly, naturally, and easily come up with solutions and ideas and solve problems. So at any rate, this is the 13th success principle offered in Think and Grow Rich. And it concludes what I'm going to be talking about with you tonight in terms of how to achieve your goals. So if you missed the first part of this teaching, I suggest that you go back on my timeline, look for yesterday's video, and check those out as well, and implement these steps so that you can have what it is that you said on January 1 you wanted to achieve this year. So before I sign off, as I have been doing all this week, I have been just, you know, kind of sharing with you this opportunity that I will actually be giving you real information about tomorrow in terms of how you can get access to the Your Next Level Career Action Planner that I have specially designed for individuals who are in this mode, in this space of achieving their career goals and wanting to be successful, who are determined to make them successful this year because they're willing and ready to put in the action, the energy, the effort, the work that it takes. And they want to be able to do it not just all willy-nilly, so to speak, but they want to have they want it to be systemized. They want it to be more strategic. They want to really make sure that they have some accountability and get the most out of every day, every month, every action that they take, so that nothing is in vain. And so that is really what this planner is designed to do. And the bonus of it is that it's not just a calendar like a lot of planners. It's really just a calendar, and you can write things in it, and it has a few little spaces or whatever. This one is really going to guide you, give you more guidance in terms of, you know, what are we working on this month, and really, you know, getting clear about those kinds of things. And I don't want to give away all of it, but it's really more than just, you know, having a calendar and writing in some dates and times and that kind of thing. So as I was saying, and the bonus of it is that it also covers other areas. So it's not just your career, even though that's the main part of it. There's also a section about your finances, because we know that the purpose of working is so that we can make money, and we want to be able to keep more of the money that we make. And we have a piece in there about self-care, your health and your well-being, because if you're not healthy and you're not well, then it's not going to be possible for you to be successful, because you're going to be sick. You can't even come to work. So tomorrow I will be actually releasing the link so that individuals who are interested will have the opportunity to invest in this Your Next Level Career Action Planner. And until then, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and your night rather. It's almost bedtime. And don't forget to like and share this video. Okay? Toodaloo. Bye-bye.